What is going on, everybody? And on here, and I want to talk about some opportunities in the market now that everything's soft or softening up a little bit. Cyber Monday, Black Friday weekend is over now. So we are in the lull of the market, and we have a bunch of products that are a massive opportunity. More likely than not, you're probably not going to get an opportunity to get them cheaper than they are now. So the first item, and I just bought a bunch of these in the secondary market because what I got from distribution wasn't a lot. The Prismatic figure collection. So this is an item that's delayed multiple months. And if you look at the box here, if you have one, you flip it over, there is a long sticker on the bottom. That sticker is not printed on the box. That was something that they had to stick on these for safety reasons. That is part of the reason why it was delayed. But you're getting 11 packs and 2 promos here. I have a hard time believing they're going to reprint more of these. They may have 100,000 of these sitting somewhere for a second wave, but 11 packs plus the promos and the fact that you can get them for $125, probably a little bit better for volume on eBay. It's an absolute steal. I bought 95 on the secondary market just to sit on because it's a really, really cool product. The promos are going to age well. In fact, I think they were selling for like $30 last I checked. And you know, the packs, sealed packs like this, they're going to be worth at least $10. I mean, the intrinsic value of breaking this apart is slightly positive based on what you're paying for it. And Prismatic's going to rotate out in April of 2027. Moving on, everybody's favorite surprise boxes. The reason I'm bringing this up is I want to filter all the bullshit out. And we have 908 of these left. And if we go to 1 month, the sales are probably 400. If you take out the Black Friday here, which is 116. So you're probably realistically around 600. But if you look at the graph on this, and you can see the boxes are back up to 45. They are moving. You have the massive reprint here, the massive second wave reprint. And we have this little chubby here, this little sign of life right here. So this is going to start swinging the other way. Again, they've printed so many of these. I really have a hard time believing that there's going to be that much more downside. Again, $45. You got the promo. That's last I checked, it was $10, $12. Except for the Umbreon. And again, just assume $10 per pack. And let's do let's just look at these real quick. Oh wow. Yeah, I mean some of these have come down quite a bit. They're still at $5. The Umbreon is at $18, it looks like. But again, let's look at the chart. Sell off, sell off, sell off. And now we have a little sign of life here. And again, there's 312 listed. There have been 471 sold in the last 30 days. The time is now for these. Moving on. Prismatic Evolutions booster bundles. And the reason I bring this up, and they're selling for about $62 now, is if those of you who recall 151, we got a massive amount of product in January, February of 2025, effectively 14 months before it rotates out. We just got a bunch of these through distro. Yes, they're going to reprint them in 2026, but the reprints of this stuff is going to slow down because they're going to start to print other items. So Prismatic is going to start moving, and it's going to start to move relatively quickly. And I think, you know, from a downside perspective, it's probably time to start accumulating. You know, there are a lot on the market, but, you know, you go too far down here, your mid-60s, you can still accumulate. But I think as we get into, you know, Q2 of next year, remember, you know, 151 was 8, 7, 8, 9 a pack forever. And now it's sitting at 15. I haven't looked in a while. 151 booster pack. Yeah, so you're right around $15. 16, I should say. That's where this is going. A year from now, they're going to be $16 a pack because it's going to do the exact same thing, if not be a little bit better, because honestly, the set's more valuable and the set, as of right now, is better. Paldean Fates. These Great Tuscan Iron Treads Premium Collections, these just dropped on Walmart last week and this week. It is a Walmart exclusive as far as I know. If you can buy these right now, again, this is also 11 packs. I would buy the shit out of these. What's interesting is there are stamp promos in here as well that are stamped Paldean Fates. They have aged extremely, extremely well, meaning Scarlet and Violet promos with stamps on them. And again, $10 a pack for a set that's going to rotate out in 3 months, 4 months. You can't go wrong. And again, the supply of this product is never going to be greater. So there's very, very limited downside. Moving on. The booster bundle displays. And I ran a sale on this just because I needed something to throw in high value Pokemon wise. And I had a bunch of these from a purchase I made earlier in 2025. When these were $1,500, I could have sold 100 of these in 24 hours because everybody wanted them. Now that they've pulled back a little bit, nobody wants them. I listed 72. I think I sold 22 of them. So, I'm happy to keep the Masters. And, they're going to be $1,500 in April and May when the set rotates out. Maybe we get another reprint of these, but again, we just got displays through distribution, which is part of the reason why these are down. It's a bunch of desperate stores just dumping them for money. I did it for marketing. So. And then if you look at the individual bundles, you're at $88. So the sealed display is not trading at that much of a premium to the bundles. In fact, during the Black Friday sale, the individual bundles were actually selling for more than what the sealed displays were, which anytime you see something inverted like that, it's always an opportunity. Salamence and Reshiram. Again, we're going to see Destined Rivals. We're going to see a bunch of it. It's probably the best regular set of the era. It's just a matter of time before this ages, and the boxes are $500, $1,000. Surging Sparks is probably going to be right on its tail. Surging Sparks rotates out April of 2027. Destined is a little bit longer. But again, these products just dropped. And, you're starting to see a little blip here. Now, 336 have sold in the last month, 174 listed. So there aren't a lot because a lot of these either went to rip and shippers or they were sold in LGSs. This was an LGS exclusive. I don't see anybody here with 7,000 of them listed. So now's the time to buy. And if I've shown this previously. If we look at the Massive Ogre Pond collection, and it's come down a little bit. But when this released, it dropped down, did the exact same thing, went down to $50, and it's just moved up. High of 66. It's moved up over time, and not the best chart here, but I think people really started to or attempted to sell these into the sale, but still, $68. You're 62 for Salamence Reshiram with significantly better packs and quite honestly promos. So, and I believe the promos are exclusive as well. Now they do have Journey Together stamp, which is really, really weird, but whatever. So, all right, we're going to go into 2 bonus items. So I have been telling you guys about Goddess of Victory Nikke, Weiss for months now. And for those of you who don't follow Weiss, generally speaking, it takes a while for the product to work through the system. Now, this is interesting because there are some rip and ships that are destroying product. Some folks that don't necessarily focus on Weiss, but they do other games that have picked some of this up. So there was a large release of this way back here in March, April. And then Bushiroad announced they were going to do a reprint. Now, generally speaking, the reprint is a second edition, silver stamp, not gold. In this instance, they reprinted the gold in an identical manner to the first edition. Now, the packaging is slightly different. The promos are slightly different inside the way that they're set up, so you can tell the difference. But you went from $75 all the way down to $40, and you can see it working through the system here. So 5,200 boxes have sold in the last year. And I mean, you look at the last month, there's 415 that have sold. And granted, a lot of them, 40 some boxes a day for Black Friday weekend. But again, there's 1,990 available. And one store in Florida has 1,500 of them. So there are less than 500 boxes available until there's no inventory left. And by the way, this 1,500 is at $78. You can buy these at $60 right now. Everybody knows what happens next. And then just a bonus for Magic, LCI Commander displays. These came out from Distro a couple months ago. It came out with Duskborn. It came out with Bloomburrow. Duskborn is long sold out. Bloomburrow isn't going to sell for a while. Same with Final Fantasy. Ixalan is just about gone from all distributors. And once it's gone, they're not reprinting this again. It's gone. So it's time to start accumulating if this is something you're interested in. And you go all the way back to the 1 year chart. These were $222. If you go back, it's funny. So this is the first reprint. All the way down, and you see what happens. The prices move up as the product runs out. You get back to 222, reprint gets smashed. So we're probably 3 months from these turning, getting back to 160, 170. They're going to be out of print. So again, pretty significant opportunity. And I think what all these have in common is there's very little downside and some significant upside on the product. So anyway, guys, hopefully this was interesting. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. I am going to be selling Murders of Karlov Manor and Lord of the Rings Commander displays to folks that subscribe to the EV tracker, which is right here. Very similar to the other EV trackers that are out there, only it's $12.99 a month, much less expensive. And you get to buy Commander decks. I think the price I have set right now for MKM is $119.99 if you're a sub, and I think $149.99 for Lord of the Rings. And then in Q1, we'll have all the set boxes that are getting reprinted as well. Now again, the price is only pre-order because I can order it for order to demand at that point. So anyway, I will stop shilling for myself, and have a good night.